So we'll start. He's gonna catch us up with with the cameras.
Okay, let's do it.
Start. Yeah, cool.
Let's do it.
So yeah, it's amazing to meet you, honestly, Daliso.
Good to be here.
I'm so honored, right? So I had the joke of the day, right? Because and I have to do.
Did you write this joke?
Prepared, yeah.
You wrote this joke?
No, my wife did.
Oh, your
She
wife's
said
joke.
that if you meet Daliso, take your painkillers out and say that, okay, I'm ready because the last time we met, you made me laugh that I had headache. So today I'm ready with my painkillers.
Okay, I see what you're saying. Only thing is, what color are those pills?
They are blue and...
He's got blue pills, people. Blue pills are not for pain. Blue pills are to make you perform in the bedroom. So he has just admitted to his audience that he has got pills to kill the pain of his wife.
That's crazy, man. That's crazy, man. But yeah, welcome to Malawi and welcome to this podcast. This is Podcast with Magioni, and I welcome everyone. And also welcome here.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Great. So let's start from this story. Because for me, when I hear your story, when I knew about you a while ago, not before the Britain Got Talent, but I think during that particular time, right? Knowing that you're Malawian in a way, and how you pronounced your name was quite interesting, Daliso. Because my childhood friend was Daliso.
Okay.
So when someone said Daliso, obviously most of the times is Tumbuka.
Okay.
Yeah. Do you guys have any
pronunciation? Don't matter. It's totally irrelevant to me.
Yeah.
People can say whatever version of it is.
Yeah.
To me, it's like it doesn't change the day.
Doesn't change anything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's all me.
So you. Let's start from Zambia.
Yes.
You're born in Zambia.
Born in Zambia.
You guys
that's right.
were exiled. What was happening during that time?
So I was a little baby, so I had no idea.
Yeah.
I found out later that my parents were exiled for political reasons and were bouncing around, and then my dad joined the UN and then was moving around for that reason. But all I knew as a kid is I'm always moving. You know what I mean? Like, so I was in different schools in different countries, made different friends, and I had a great childhood. But you only understand later why you are
where you are moving.
Yeah.
Yeah, cool. So in terms of school, right? I think I know that you did some school in Swaziland.
Yes.
When your father was there.
So I went to high school. Yeah. I went to high school for 7 years in Swaziland at Waterford Kamhlaba, which is a wonderful multicultural international school.
Yeah.
So that really formed me. Also, it was a school which made you believe you can do anything.
Yeah.
And I still remember I had an English teacher, Judy Hall, who really encouraged my stories. And that was the first step to me becoming a writer, which was the step to me becoming a comedian.
Yeah, that's interesting. But so many people look at you and they think that you just did like English or maybe drama or something. They don't know that you did computer science, which is interesting.
But I mean, I was studying what sort of the path you're advised to do. But the truth is, to be a comedian, it doesn't make a difference what you do.
Yeah.
English doesn't teach you how to write jokes. Drama doesn't teach you how to write jokes.
Yeah.
Computer doesn't teach you how to write jokes. You learn by doing it.
Yeah, yeah.
So really, my education was doing comedy clubs every week from around 2001 till around 2006 when it was now my job.
Wow. Yeah, and the practicing like that, because that's what I see. What you spoke, I think, when you're talking to Wanda on Times TV about the practicing, right? Like when it sparked in you that I think I want to go this journey. So you started writing and writing and writing. Was it an enjoyable journey, or was one of those
I love
things?
writing, but I also knew that if we look at statistics, maybe 1% of people who want to live off being an artist make it, right? Now, maybe 60% of people want to become a programmer, make it. Maybe 40% of people want to be a doctor, make it. But either way, it's a very low percentage of people who start on the artistic path who make it their living. Yeah. And I didn't want it to be my hobby. So I figured I have to work more than someone with a normal job. So if a normal job is doing 9 to 5, I've got to do 9 to 6.
Yeah. That's crazy because honestly, people think that comedians, you just wake up, right? You don't write. You just wake up and just decide what is happening on the day, and then you speak about it.
The ones who just try to make it up on the spot aren't very good.
True, and they're confused because you don't have a structure.
A lot of people think there's not a lot of work in, and there's not a lot of work to being a bad comedian.
Yeah.
But to be a good comedian, you got to work. You got to be observing.
Yeah.
Literally every day, you're reading the news, taking notes. Every time you speak to people, you write every day, and even performing, take practice. When I was doing my show, I got lots of people messaging me like, "Hey, let me just do a curtain raising for you," like the day before. And I was like, this is, if you were an accountant, you wouldn't tell a bank, hey, can I get a job tomorrow? Or you know, if it was someone who was every job requires some professionalism. And you've got to have that for comedy as well.
That's true. And you take it so seriously because if you look at it from that perspective, that's how you're serious to make sure that it's perfect and it's right.
Yes.
Yeah. So when people see you doing a 1 hour show, they think that you just stand on a spot and you're thinking about it there.
Yes. But I think after a while they realize that it's written stuff. Because sometimes like people will be like, oh, I heard that you said that before. It's like, yeah, you wrote the joke.
Yes, because you can do it
like
again.
The same way like if you go to a concert,
you
might have heard a song, but there's always new songs as well. So you always got to be writing. So
I like the reason. So let's talk about Britain Got Talent, right? Not American Got Talent. Honestly, do you know when you were performing that time, right? When we were watching, it was like so emotional, right? Also connected. And when that buzzer came through, some of us jumped because we were like, okay, this is it, right? How was that experience, man?
I jumped too. I didn't expect it because...
And you were surprised, the way you were surprised.
Yeah, because I knew I was funny.
Yeah.
So I thought I'd go through. But I didn't think I'd get the buzzer. So the buzzer blew my mind. And it's actually the buzzer which changed my life, not the... I mean, I came third, but really it was the buzzer video and the video of my semi-final, which got all the views online and got me really popular. Yeah,
true. You know, the buzzer was a big thing. Honestly, if you go online and start looking at your comedies, everyone talks about the night of the buzzer. Like, okay, I knew him from this day, and then it goes on and on. And you went in to get the radio gig with BBC. I listened to it.
Yes.
It's crazy. I don't know why people... I don't know, maybe we don't know more about the show, but you can talk about it. But I find it so funny.
It's my best thing I've done, I think.
Yeah.
I think it's better than the television stuff. It's better than your show because they let me do whatever I want. So I can do an episode about slavery or an episode about charities or an episode about like censorship. Whatever I want, I can really dive deep in it. So it's my favorite thing. And the BBC is very it's very art-based. Yeah. So it doesn't have to be... Like if you're doing a TV show, it's very much like you have to almost dumb it down a bit. While with the BBC, they're like, no, keep it in. Wow. Our people, it's great.
Yeah, honestly, it's a very funny show. It's a very informative show that I found, which is really interesting. So I wanted to blend that with what Trevor Noah is doing with the Daily Show. Like, my thought then, I was looking at you getting one of the late night shows in the UK. Is this something popular?
Well, I mean, the truth is you don't know what's going to happen.
Yeah.
Right? So I got a BBC show. I've pitched for TV shows. I haven't got them.
Yeah.
So I'm just happy that I've got a radio show. I'm writing series 4 right now.
Yeah.
I've got a few TV things I'm pitching, but at the end of the day, it's only the things which get made that matter,
people can see,
right? So, like, I wrote a sitcom, we filmed a pilot, but then it never went through. So there's a lot of stuff which doesn't happen, but that's the nature of the industry. For every 7 projects you do, 1 of them go through. I've got some big ones coming, but I'll tell them when they are confirmed, when they're airing.
Cool, man. When it comes to comedies, you've performed in so many countries, honestly. Yes. What's your best show?
It's either that semi-final of Britain's Got Talent or it's 2013, I think. Maybe it was, I think it was 2013 when I did my first show in Malawi. Yeah. Maybe it was 20, but anyway, it's a long time ago.
Yeah.
And we did it at Crossroads Hotel.
Yeah.
And we didn't think anyone would come. Right, I did it with Q Malawi, and we literally hired a hall, and we're like, "There's a big hall,
and there's a small hall.
And we're like, let's do the small hall. But then we're like, the small hall's too small, but we can't fill that one. Let's just risk and do the big hall.
Yeah.
And literally, the day of, we still hadn't sold many tickets. And then people just started arriving.
Wow.
More and more people. And then we filled that great Sapitwe hall.
Yeah.
And I did my first Malawi show. And that one will always stick in my memory because it was amazing.
This is a good one, man. People talk about stand-up comedians, and you're the only name that comes from Malawi. But there's so many people that are erupting. Do you know anything about stand-up comedian?
I don't, but you do.
Yeah.
So feel free to talk about that. That's
the thing, right? Like, you are the one that you have more structure in your jokes, right? And most of the people that we have around, they would come through with a certain, maybe trained, and they would just jump on the train, but they don't have a particular jokes that they write that would come through. Do you think there's so much that artists in Malawi, specifically the comedians, should do to hone their art?
The thing is, there's no way to do it other than performing again and again and again, and you'll figure it out.
Yeah.
So the way I do comedy isn't the same as Mr. Bean, which isn't the same as Eddie Murphy, which isn't the same as Joan Rivers. I mean, there are few things you can learn, but the main thing is performing a lot. And the problem I think a lot of Malawians have is to have that platforms to perform a lot, because you get good by doing it again and again and again. And I can give tips for people how to be like me, but they want to be like them. So I think the main thing is jumping on whenever there's an open mic, jumping on whenever you can.
Yeah. Cool. I think there's so much that has to be done. The other interview that I watched about, you spoke about the infrastructure for comedy, like how the UK or the Western world is compared to Malawi.
Well, I would say the UK has a lot of infrastructure, but I started in Canada and there wasn't any, right? So it's not the Western world. It's just a few countries, a few densities where there are a lot of comedy clubs, and also there's a demand. But I think the thing is, if you think of yourself as a comedian, you limit yourself. What you've got to think of yourself is, I'm an artist, right? So when I started, I wrote poetry. I wrote short stories. Did stand-up comedy. I did rap music. I just did any art, right? Wrote plays, and then one of them gets successful.
Wow.
So if someone's just trying to be a comedian, that might be a tough life. But if they're like, I will do everything, I will sing, I will dance, I will do whatever, one of them will get there.
Will work.
Yeah.
That's crazy, man. Let's talk about racism in a way. I listened to the BBC show. It's so detailed. You understand what the Africans are passing through. You understand the history. Do you think, and living in the UK, I've been in the UK 2 times, and I know people talk about this racism that is still there in one or the other, specifically when it comes to opportunities. Do you think you being a black person contributes to how many gigs you get?
Not to how many gigs I get. I mean, look, there's always a little bit of prejudice that you come across, but I never let it stop me, right? You just adapt to it. So it's things like, it's not necessarily malicious, but it's things like when I first did television, I did 12 minutes of comedy. And I did comedy about family, about religion, about being Malawian, and about, politics. And they only aired the stuff which was about being Malawian. Or I did another thing and I talked about many subjects and they only aired the stuff about being black. And I was like, okay, I get it. They just want to tick boxes. So why didn't they just say that honestly? So the next time I did a show for them, I did 12 minutes about race and they aired 12 minutes about race. And the frustrating thing is you get these people, some white people who are frustrated to say, oh, black people just talk about race. So only thing they let us get to air. But the good thing though is the BBC, for the first series and the second series, it was very much about being African and race. But I talked about how I feel frustrated that I have to just talk about these subjects and nothing else.
Every time,
And then the producer actually said, you know what? The way you're right, you should just talk about anything you want. So for the last series and for the one I'm writing now, I did any subject I wanted.
Amazing.
Yeah.
That's great. That's great. It's interesting to know. I think it's a perspective that other comedians or other people that are going there should have.
Well, it affects people in Malawi because like if you're applying for a grant, you know what the people want to hear.
They're looking for.
And then it's also the fact that I noticed this in Zimbabwe. All the artists need grants from UNAIDS or from, the fight against gender-based violence. So all the poetry is about
everything is just going
or
that
there's
direction.
not just a love story. It's always got to have something, and it's good to have that stuff, but it's also just good to have
other things.
Art just about life.
Yeah, and I think I like how you brand your stories. You can go to politics. You can go to love.
Yes.
You can go to some like hurt online and so many things, which is great. Other than just talking about what people expect you to talk, because you are a black person, but also because you're a comedian. Like they expect you to stand for a specific thing, so they box you in a way.
Perfect.
Are comedians in danger? A case of Dave Chappelle, Chris Rock being attacked on stage.
Not really. Okay, so super famous people.
Yeah.
There is the fact that there'll be some idiot who, well, I mean, the Will Smith thing was Will Smith was being an idiot.
One,
but the Dave Chappelle thing was they are idiots who try to get famous by running and jumping at you, right?
Yeah.
But anyone in the public eye, there's a chance of a crazy person doing something. Like Salman Rushdie was attacked this week, right? If you think about it, John Lennon was shot. There's always a chance of danger with super famous people, right? Not my level, but when it's like crazy famous, because there are people who obsess about you. But I don't think I feel like the Chris Rock thing was a really weird anomaly. Yeah. And then the Dave Chappelle one might have been slightly influenced by that, but I feel safe.
You're safe.
I'm safe.
Because the way you speak about some of the jokes, right? I'm like, okay, he's speaking this in front of these guys. Is he not gonna get something out of that?
There time, look, there was a time when the followers of a prophet in Zimbabwe wanted to beat me up.
Yeah.
But look, there are times when people get angry, but I actually question, not that I'm challenging people, but I actually question how much people follow through. Because in the moment, they'll be like, I hate this guy. I want to get him. Now, maybe if they saw you that day, but usually by the next day, they're like, he's an idiot. But they're not going to go hunt you down. Yeah. You have to really get under someone's skin for them to literally track you down.
Yeah. True. What happened in Zimbabwe? Like you said something about my guy?
Oh, no, I did some jokes about this guy, Hubert Angel.
Oh, Hubert. Yeah, Hubert was a thing that time.
And then his followers came to the hotel looking for me, but it didn't matter.
That's funny.
They couldn't find me.
That's funny. But you did some jokes about Bushiri here.
Jokes about Bushiri, it's fine.
Yeah, I think maybe it's a different era altogether. People are trying to understand.
If his followers come to me, so be it. But I think the difference is here, a lot of his followers are fans of me as well. So they'll have to choose.
And it's always hard to choose between when someone is doing comedy, because you know they're trying to just express some views that people don't want to talk about.
So it's jokes versus miracles. We'll see which one they choose.
Great. Okay, so I have some questions. I know you're Malawian, born in Zambia, but you're Malawian. So I'm going to ask you some questions of how you know Malawi. So that's a game for me. So I'll start with the easiest one. Tell me anything that you know about Kamuzu, Dr. Hastings movement.
He chased my family from Malawi. But he also liberated Malawi. So you know what? There's pluses and minuses.
Yeah, it's a plus and minus.
Yeah.
Cool. Anything you know about the first female president of Malawi?
Yes. So Joyce Banda argued with Madonna. And Madonna wanted to come in VIP. Yeah. And because she argued, because Joyce's family member was involved with Madonna's school, instead, Madonna had to go by the regular way, not VIP. Yeah. And I did a joke at that time that Madonna doesn't understand. She's in Malawi, right? If they're telling her she can't go into VIP and she's Madonna and she has dollars, all she has to take out is $1,000. Not even $1,000, $100. They will not even make you VP. They'll say V. They'll add an extra VIP and they'll just be running Maradona coming through. Anyway. Yeah, that was crazy. I know about her because I did jokes about her. Okay, cool. Next one. Next one is anything you know about Malawian football team's striker? I'm not a football fan. You're not a football fan? Nope. You didn't follow what was happening with the AFCON? It's people kicking a ball. People kicking a ball? Yeah. Oh my God. Waste of time for me. Oh my God. I'm glad you enjoy it, but it's not for me. Serious? Some people don't watch comedy. Not even in the UK? I don't watch any football. Any football? Waste of time. But everyone who goes to the UK, they're... Not everyone. The loud ones. I don't care. And you don't care about football? Don't care. Wow. So grown men chasing a ball. What sports do you... I don't care about sports. Not even? I read books. I will listen to music. I have no interest in sports. Wow. Amazing. Yeah.
Amazing, man. Okay, this one is going to be a hard one. Tell me a song you know from Salita Pete.
From who?
The late Salita Pete.
I don't. You tell him.
Okay, there's Olaluwa. Have you ever heard Olaluwa?
No.
Okay, cool. I've won on that one. And the last one, the easy one. Tell me anything you know about the Malawi's celebrated poet, Q Malawis.
Oh, it's a good friend of mine. We did shows together since back in the day.
Yeah.
His great poems, like his People poem.
Yeah.
And we'll be doing more work as time goes on.
Yeah, because he did this other show where I think there was Annie, there was you, there was a couple of guys.
It was a fundraiser. It was really good.
Yeah, that one was massive, I'm telling you.
We'll be back.
Yeah, that one was good. Okay, cool. A bit of serious topics. I know you cover these things and you have great insights, and I like that about you.
Yes.
So one of it is one. How do you think Malawi can develop? People are talking about the 2063 agenda, and people are like, okay, we had the 2020, and we were all ambitious. We'll see flying cars, but now we're talking about 2063. Is there anything that's going to work?
I think at the end of the day, the two things you need to invest in the most are education and health, right? Because if the youth are clever, they will do the future development. And then if they're healthy as well, right? Because you can build all the farms you want, but if people are malnourished, they're not going to have a high yield. You can build all the roads and things you want, but it's really health and education.
So you think if we invest in this area, things will change?
I don't know. I'm not a politician, but other countries have been, those two seem to be the primary focuses.
Some have been to be working, right? Yeah. Oh, cool. Second one is, what do you think about the Ukraine war? Everyone is talking about the Ukraine war being the center of
it's war.
The global inflation and stuff.
It's war. War is hell, but there's always going to be another war. I mean, there have been previous wars. It's just one. It's just the current one, and it's more scary because Russia's involved. But at the same time, if you just go back a year, there was unrest in Ethiopia. You go back another year, there was Syria. There's unfortunately there seems to always be wars.
Because people say that the wars that are happening in Europe are more highlighted than the wars that are happening in Africa. Is it that we always have wars?
Depends where you are. Where you are. I mean, yes, if you're in a European country, you read more about them. But if you're in an African country, there was coverage about Ethiopia, Sudan, Nigeria. So it depends where you are.
And the perspective as such. Cool. I have 3 jokes that I think were the highlight of myself as we get to the
You wrote
close.
these jokes?
No. You.
Oh, my jokes.
You were jokes, right? Yeah. So, because I was listening to this first joke, you're talking about during pandemic, now the priest in the American churches now using a gun.
Oh, this is true. There was a priest who started using water pistols.
Water pistols.
Filled with holy water.
Holy water, so that you baptize the kids. And you're like, okay, fine. Are they trying to prepare them of what they're going to see? Because of the gun issue.
Because of the gun issue, yeah.
Come on. What was happening in your mind when you were thinking about it?
I was trying to make people laugh. And so you talk about a thing which is funny, that there's a, water pistol priest, and then you juxtapose it with a troubling thing we know about America, and it makes people laugh.
Yeah. That was crazy, honestly, because I was just thinking about all the shootings in America and have those questions like, how did you think about it? But yeah, you are Daliso.
Yeah.
The other one is the one you did at BSCC. So you're talking about old age, right? And that, of course, is a bit explicit in a way. You're talking to young people. Have as much as you possible. Because when
sleep
you
with as many people as you can.
Yes.
But it's also really just seize the day. It's not just sleep as many. Like if you want to climb Mulanje Mountain, do it now. Do it now. Don't try to do it at 60. Right?
Because you're
gonna break your leg. You know what I mean? Like, but it's literally just. To make it funny, I focused on the sexual, but really it's just that thing of like,
do what you
think when you're 40, you think of the speeches you used to make and the energy you used to make when you were young.
Yeah.
And you're just like, wow, I didn't appreciate it when I had it.
Yeah, true. But that's cool. I think there's so much that young people can do, specifically in Malawi. We'll bracket it to some specific things that we're supposed to do. The last question, how do you want people to remember yours?
I want people to remember my jokes and my books. And my art there is like, it's sort of like my legacy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I don't have, my dad was talking about how his legacy, he's got, houses and things which he's built.
Investments.
Investments. Mine is just pieces of me, which I've put into art.
Amazing. Thanks, man. I really appreciate for you coming on the show. I know it was a video show time and other things. Thank you so much. Until next time, see you on the next one.
Bye.